TV. So much more than entertainment.
Sagicor Bank, supporting businesses with guidance and services to create the recipe for success. The time by Sagicor Bank is
7 p.m.
Hey, what's up, one?
Hi, I am Kendi Pang.
What a guan?
What's up, one?
That Tagwan pa.
What up, one? What up, one?
What a one! Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m., 1:30 p.m., and 10 p.m. on CVM TV.
And that's a guan for what's a guan?
Tonight in CVM News at 7, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness rejects TCN claims. Spark Phase 2 launched today, but specific start date still unknown. Asset Buchanan sparks debate on women in politics. Burchell embraces new breed moniker. For traditional flavors, we stop by Corona's Seafood. And in the business report, new infrastructure arrives at Sangster International Airport. And later on in sports, Messi scores again for Argentina as they battle surprise team Cape Verde in FIFA World Cup. Hello from Kingston, Jamaica. This is CVM News at 7. It's Friday, July 3, 2026. I'm Carolyn Brown. Thanks so much for joining us. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has rejected claims surrounding the government's Third Country Nationals Agreement, insisting no criminals will be brought into Jamaica under any such arrangement. He spoke at the tour of the Boundbrook Urban Centre in Portland on Friday. Our reporter Kevin Black was on location and filed this report.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness used a tour of the Boundbrook Urban Centre in Portland on Friday to defend the government's crime-fighting efforts while dismissing criticism surrounding reports that Jamaica could be used as a transit point for deportees.
The government of Jamaica has invested too much. The people of Jamaica have paid a very high price to reduce the level of crime in Jamaica. Remember when we were getting an increased number of Jamaicans being deported here? You remember my statements then? Don't come back here and form the fool. Don't come back here and believe that it is the Jamaica you left 10 years ago. So why would I then agree to take criminals here? Why would I put in peril all of that hard work of the police force and the military?
The Prime Minister said the government has paid a high price to reduce crime and would not take any action that could reverse those gains.
But I say even more, you should watch the interview of the U.S. ambassador to Jamaica to be when she was being interviewed by her Congress. And one of the things she pointed out and commended the government on is our 40+% reduction in murder rate. They take note of it. They notice it. And what has happened? We were at a level 3 rating in terms of a travel advisory. They have upgraded us now to what? Level 2.
Dr. Holness said a 40% drop in murders and improved travel advisories reflected the country's stronger security record.
A platform of progress being made, buildings going up, roads being constructed, our travel advisory being upgraded, and we are being rated as the most peaceful country. Those who come to you with lies and nonsense, tell them to go away. Go away.
Reporting from the Boundbrook Urban Centre in Port Antonio, Portland, I am Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
Accessibility is a fundamental right, according to Director of the Centre for Disabilities Studies at the University of the West Indies and Opposition Senator Professor Lloyd Morrison in support of calls from his colleague parliamentarians this week for the immediate review of the country's Disabilities Act and significant new investment to improve accessibility. We get more from Krystol Williams.
With opposition spokesperson on gender affairs, persons with disabilities and the elderly, Member of Parliament Denise Daly, Parliament Senator Professor Dr. Floyd Morris, and the Director of the Centre for Disability Studies, says he has also raised the issue of the Act in Parliament. He adds that a joint select committee should have already been in operation.
And it is the Minister of Labour and Social Security that should trigger that review of Section 48, I think it is, of the Act. Specifically state the time frame, 3 years after it comes into effect, that the legislation should be reviewed. And a joint select committee should have been established from last year. I don't know what is it that has caused this delay, because the minister is aware.
Dr. Morris, the first blind professor in the over 70-year history of the University of the West Indies, believes accessibility is a fundamental right, which is why he raised the importance of institutions offering courses and training in disability studies globally. However, he says this sector is also affected by brain drain.
What happens is that the salaries, the remuneration here are very low, and so once individuals get training, they look to the metropole, they look to the north, where they can get better compensation for their work.
Legal officer for the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities, JCPD, Travis Banks, is putting forward recommendations for changes he would like to see in the country's legislation as it relates to persons living with disabilities once the Joint Select Committee of Parliament is established.
The JCPD also can carry enforcement action against entities, individuals, and organizations in breach. And also that incentives based on reviews that would have come from stakeholders, that incentives can be provided in some way, some shape or form to entities that actually onboard persons with disability. And so we hope that this review process, once completed and once initiated and completed, will be more inclusive and lend greater to the cause of persons with disability so that they can realize their full potential under the legislation.
Krystol Williams reporting for CVM News.
At least two of the country's political analysts are displeased with the behavior of the current batch of parliamentarians. Now, the comments came after a similar sentiment was expressed by former House Speaker Marissa Dalrymple Philibert. More in this report from Ashanti, July.
Political analysts Jermaine Barrett and Dr. Nadine Spence believe this batch of parliamentarians are what they describe as the worst in the history of Garden House. Speaking on CVM's lead story Wednesday, Mr. Barrett explained how displeased he was with the exchange that happened on Tuesday during the sitting of the House of Representatives.
So when I hear, for example, the disdain towards, for example, the mace in the parliament and the symbolisms that are from our British heritage being trampled upon, it is absolutely out of order. Change the system. You are a parliamentarian, you can contribute, you can raise a bill or a motion to have those things change. Don't disregard the parliament because you're, quite frankly, you're trampling upon the dignity of the people of Jamaica. It is our parliament. Treat it with respect.
During that same sitting, Member of Parliament for Trelawney Southern and former House Speaker Marissa Dalrymple Philibert also addressed the conduct of some new parliamentarians.
Never before have we had the type of behavior. And I'm calling it as I see it. The member, hold on, the member on that side from South St. James, I am saying particularly to her, I have never seen anybody behave to any speaker the way she has done.
Meanwhile, Dr. Nadine Spence agreed with the sentiments expressed by the former speaker.
Mrs. Melissa, finally as a person with experience and who understands the dignity that is supposed to be imposed in the parliament, finally spoke up. But these are the absolute worst.
Ashanti July, CVM News.
A call from a St. Thomas community for the urgent restoration of a cemetery, which residents say has been neglected by the local authorities for far too long. More in this report from Renee Gordon.
For years, residents of Lloyd's district in St. Thomas say the community cemetery has been left to deteriorate, forcing them to clear overgrown vegetation themselves. They are now appealing for government intervention, insisting their loved ones deserve a dignified final resting place. Residents believe the cemetery's decline began after responsibility for its upkeep changed hands.
Raphael Watson from Lloyd's district. Yes, a citizen of this community, when we can see the disgrace of the cemetery where our loved one buried. This cemetery was donated to the community, but parish council take it over. It's like a disgrace. We were the one that used to build it. Now parish council take it over, collecting the money. And now look at the condition where our loved ones buried.
Now, he says, maintaining the cemetery has become a burden the community can no longer carry alone.
The government need to come in, step in and see that this cemetery, because they are the one that collect the money, not us. See the man, them just doing us a favor, voluntary, and all we have to do is just provide food for them, and they voluntary helping us to see that the cemetery clear in the community. But we want the government to come in and do what they have to do. There's a disgrace and stop. And even the cemetery that over years, I am the one that go and call them and them say cemetery closed and them still buried dead over there all in the road.
In response, the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation acknowledged the concerns raised by the residents and says help is already in the pipeline.
The St. Thomas Municipal Corporation is aware of the overgrown conditions at Lloyd Cemetery, and we hear the concerns of the community members. We recently used drone-assisted technology at the Red Hill Cemetery in Montego Bay, and it proved to be safe, cost-effective, and we will now deploy that very same approach at the Lloyd Cemetery. Our team is finalizing the schedule now, and we really thank the public for, expressing their concern.
Renee Gordon, CVM News.
Meanwhile, chaos along Love Lane in Montego Bay, St. James, Friday morning after a massive fire destroyed a dwelling in the community. The occupants of the house, who were asleep at the time of the blaze, escaped injuries but say they're now left homeless. Amoy Harriot tells us more.
Two residents pulling a mattress from one of the homes gutted by fire along Love Lane Friday morning. It was one of the few items left intact. When our news team arrived at the scene, firefighters were still working to bring the blaze under control. Every effort counted, even this one.
At approximately 7:45 a.m., the Montego Bay Fire Station received and responded to a dwelling house fire along Love Lane. 3 units responded, and upon arrival, 2 structures were observed completely engulfed,
including this resident's home. His neighbors call him Marky. He was asleep when the fire started.
And the smoke, I feel like smoke aside from my throat. I wake up, I see the fire come from next door. I did a try throw some pan of water upon it. Me and another youth.
I just have ordinary fire come, but the thing is, how me know that I want to make it come through everything.
That's why I know it's a burn down. So I call 119 same time and tell them and then call the fire truck. And me I call Mark, you know, I hear him. So the fat girl did there, so now she call him and then him come out. When he come out, the whole place in go smoke thick. Me turn off my breaker, turn off everything already when him come out. And then when him come out into an idiot because I sleep, him not sleep. He couldn't do nothing at all. He just run up and down.
Marky and the other occupant of the house are now homeless.
God knows, sir. See, I lose everything, but I don't know what I'm going to do. All my chicken and my oxtail, everything gone. God knows, what I'm going to do.
District Officer in charge of fire investigation for the St. James Division, Anil Carr, says the cause of the fire has not yet been determined.
Currently, we have fire investigators that are on the scene doing necessary interviews of the occupants, owners of the structures, and we are now probing the scene to see if we can ascertain what is the true cause of today's situation.
Amoy Harriet, CVM News.
And CVM News at 7 will continue right after this.
Before the first patty is made, there are hands that raise it, hands that grow it, hands that move it, hands that bake it, and hands that serve it. For Jamaica, by Jamaica. Through challenges and changing seasons, they stood strong. They built with us. They believed. To every farmer, every team member, every partner, thank you.
Turn up to 25. Turn up to 25. Could I drive out fresh in a MG ride with a staycation all inclusive flex? Yeah. I touch a million cash. Yes. Smart TV, PS5, and home upgrade.
Turn up your winnings this summer with Digicel. Sign up or switch to postpaid or Digicel Plus. Buy a SIM. Top up with 5 bills or more. Buy a 7-day plan or higher. A smartphone deal or just pay your bill. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Promotion period June 24 to September 5, 2026. Visit DigicelJamaica.com for terms and conditions.
Tell me, what make you feel good? Is it the sunshine on your face or a fresh, healthy start to your day? Start it right with Sunshine Cereal's Feel Good Multigrain Flake. Choose your vibe. Oats and rice, plain or with cranberries and raisins. Wheat oat and rice, plain or with blueberries. Get yours today. Sunshine Cereal's Feel Good Multigrain Flakes. Feel good, live good, taste good.
We welcome you back with this update. Member of Parliament Nikisha Burchell says she is unapologetic about her approach to politics after criticisms from former House Speaker Marissa Dalrymple-Philibert. She says she is proud to be labelled, quote, a new breed politician, and insists she'll continue speaking up on behalf of the constituents.
And in all the years that I've been here, when I sat as the speaker, I had a lot of disagreements with me. But never has this parliament on either side ever gone into what I have seen. And I make bold to say that this is a new breed of parliamentarians, because never before have we had this type of behavior.
South St. James Member of Parliament Nikisha Burchell says she's willing to embrace the label new breed if it means standing up for accountability and representing her constituents. The comments were made in a video posted to social media.
Over the last few days, someone called me a new breed. And I've been reflecting on those words, and my response is simple. Thank you. Because if being a new breed means bringing something different from what Jamaicans have been made to accept for far too long, then I accept the label.
Birchall explains what she believes the label stands for.
If being a new breed means believing that integrity matters, I'll wear that label too. And if it means believing that public office is about service and not status, I'll take the label. If it means believing that courage is more important than comfort, I'll wear that too. And if it means believing that no office and no title should ever be above accountability, then I'll wear that label proudly.
Speaking from Croydon Estate in St. James, the birthplace of national hero Sam Sharp, the first-time MP says history often judges those who challenge the status quo differently with time.
It also made me ask myself a simple question. What did they call Sam Sharp before they called him a national hero? I doubt they called him courageous. I imagine they called him unruly, troublesome, disruptive, dangerous even.
Birchall says she has faced criticisms, insults and threats in recent weeks because she refuses to remain silent on issues she believes matters. The MP also says she was elected to represent the people of South St. James and will continue speaking out on issues affecting the constituency, including roads, water and other community needs.
If my people still cannot get reliable water, if our roads remain broken, if our schools need attention, if our communities continue to wait for the opportunities they deserve, then my conscience will never allow me to sit quietly, smile politely, and pretend that everything is fine. That is not why the people of South St. James.
The government has officially launched Phase 2 of its Shared Prosperity through Accelerated Improvement to our Road Network Spark program, but a specific date for the roadworks to commence is still unknown. Natasha Williams was at the launch and she filed this report.
This program, therefore, will address the main roads. We have issued 31 of the roads as work orders, and that means that China Harbour, who is the contractor on the project, will begin to do the preparatory works and then move into actual construction. Some of them could start within a year, others may take up to a year and a half to actually see the works done. But the public should be assured that these programs are now officially launched and in train.
That was the official announcement from Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness during the launch of Phase 2 of the program on Thursday. But when our news team sought a specific start date from Dr. Holness, he was whisked away by his team. The question was, however, posed to Minister of Works Robert Morgan, who also addressed the launch.
Some of them are being designed now, so it would be difficult for me to tell you an exact date as to when they're going to start. But a lot of them are going to be starting this year, and they're going to all be finished by next year.
However, Morgan stressed that Phase 2 will include safety and sensory features to assist persons with disability and will not only underscore the importance of safety, but strengthen the government's inclusion mandate.
The roads are being built to an international standard, meaning that they have to have tactile features, and they also have to have accessibility features to assist persons of different abilities to use the roadway. The issue of road safety is not just for the able-bodied among us, but for persons who also have physiological challenges. So we have to, in our design, take into consideration the inclusiveness of all Jamaicans who use the road on a daily basis.
The ministers also sought to remind the public that while this phase of the program is designed to achieve efficiency and more productivity on the nation's major roadways, Spark is not a patching program.
The government can patch roads, and we do patch roads all over Jamaica. But to be fair, a patching program will not bring the road network to the quality that you desire. And what you're seeing happening now is that we are beginning to patch the patches.
Now for traditional flavors, there's a big buzz that is, over a special type of seasoning that has seafood lovers ordering more. And the person behind it is oozing with pride, considering where it all started and how much things have changed. You're looking at the grace of resilience. Meet Corona Powell, who had no choice but to wade in knee-deep waters and adopt the seas as a natural part of life as a child. But then she took on strong currents as a deep-sea diver, searching for food. It's not surprising. Today, she is the owner and operator of a business that bears her name and her passion.
I was living in Alligator Pond, that's where I born and grew. And my uncle, which is Blackie, he started a jerk. And then I learned basically all of this from Senti. So I learned it from Oswald Seafood Restaurant. That's where I worked and I grew up in the kitchen. So that's where the love and everything creates from, family and the gift that they show us, and I just carry to Kingston.
What she did not mention is she literally gave up early school days for her first job, cleaning her father's restaurant, also in the seaside community. However, she took that small bait and did she paddle? She became a waitress and a cashier. And yes, she got a hold of all the ins and the outs of preparing the best seafood meals, just like her dad. In fact, she is the only one of his 7 children. In fact, she is the only one of his 7 children, including 3 boys, who has followed in his footsteps.
Yeah man, everybody do their own thing. Mine is clean, no burn, fish well nice, well seasoned, and my start is totally different from theirs. I put my little twist to it.
Naturally.
And not too spicy, not too mild, but perfect. When you eat it, I say, I wonder what me I eat. A skillion, some person call it kalaloo, some person give it them different name, but it just natural season, don't cook, don't process. But it give the fish a vibes and natural taste. So you eat it, I say, yo, this body, yeah.
Are you saying the scallion is
raw? It don't cook, it don't process, it just natural. Yeah, washed, cut up, yeah.
But what makes it so special then?
My ingredients, can I give you that?
So hold on, they say St. Andrew scallion good. Them say
Senti have the best scallion for me. I don't know about St. Andrew, but for me, Senti, I get everything from Senti. Bammy from Senti, big up a Bammy man from Senti, yeah. Big up him, yeah, definitely. Scallion, right from New Forest, come straight to town. I mean, I get it from New Forest, we get it from Floyd, Crosskeys. That's where we get everything from, so natural season.
So that you are a Senti girl with a Senti pride, pushing your Senti products.
Yes, definitely.
So talk to me about what's happening right here now.
So this is a snapper, and it's a red snapper. Well seasoned, well stuffed, well seasoned, so you can see. All of this, juice and everything. Most people always ask, why you don't put it in fire, juice? No, you see the wood fire, give it a different vibes. If you ever know how roast fish different from fire roast, different. Real vibes. This, pan a wood fire, all your finger you want lick, and next tomorrow you still a think about it. Yeah.
You specialize with red snapper, or you use any type of fish?
I use any type of fish. So we normally have red snapper, doctor, parrot fish, lion fish, hog snapper. You come and you can find me. If you have bone problem, find me. I have jackfish for you. Yep. No bone. One. Yep.
May I go ask her if the fish come from Senti?
Yes, it does. Yeah, we get fish between Rocky Point, White House, and St. Elizabeth. Yeah.
So when fish not down that side, where you get it?
We get it a back road. That's a definitely too. Go left out back road.
Henderson Road, right?
Port Henderson Road.
So the only thing that your fish net, not come from St.
No. Yeah, brought to you by Corona. Natural, nice.
So right now, you see what going right, you know? Coal, and then and you still add more seasoning.
Yep, the juice and everything. I want it well soaked.
Well soaked.
Allow that to soak as you salivate on this big catch, because next time we're adding more excitement upon the grill.
For the moments that are best enjoyed with your hands, enjoy them with a KFC Big Deal or Big Bucket. KFC, it's finger licking good. The time by KFC is
7:30. Welcome to the Pepsi Football Nation.
Rule number 1, it's called football, not soccer. Rule number 2, they should get rid of VAR.
No. Every decision should go to VAR.
Write this down. Pepsi should be the official drink of the nation.
I love that. They won't agree on anything.
That's where Rule 100 kicks in. Everything gets settled on the pitch. What about you? What rule would you want?
It's time to toss things over to Joel Krystol for the business report.
Lots to share with you in the business report today. Unperturbed by a downturn in visitor arrivals in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, Jamaica's primary tourism gateway, serving over 70% of the island's international travelers, Sangster International Airport, opened its biannual airport forum with an account of what's being done to upgrade efficiency and improve experiences, with the self-baggage drop immediately catching the eye.
We are launching with American Airlines as one of our first partners in this experience, but this will allow passengers to not only check in at the kiosk self-service, rather than heading to a traditional counter. They can actually take their bags from the kiosk to the self-bag drop, and that bag goes directly to screening.
However, the introduction of new routes is a telltale sign that destination Jamaica remains as attractive as ever, according to Shane Monroe, CEO of MBJ Airports Limited.
We're also seeing encouraging growth from emerging and diversifying markets. Latin America has seen a robust growth of 43.9%, while the European market is up 2.4%. And this is important because it shows the value of market diversification. Panama generated the highest absolute growth, adding nearly 14,000 passengers. And we're also seeing strong contributions from our new direct service to Bogota.
New origin markets are also being expanded, with developments in the services arriving from alternate routes. Also worth noting for those connected to tourism.
Looking at new service to Montego Bay, we had the launch of Medellin service operated by Wingo that will be 3 times weekly from June 23. It's a major step for us in terms of Latin America connectivity. And this route is important for us for several reasons. It diversifies our source market, creates a stronger bridge between Jamaica and South America, and certainly supports business and cultural exchange. Also for the winter season, Porta Airlines will introduce new services from Toronto, Hamilton, and Ottawa,
with visitors in the coming months and years set to benefit from a suite of airport initiatives and major projects intended to extend the hub's position as the region's airlift innovator.
The check-in hall is important because it's customer facing. It's where the departure experience begins. This project, which is in its final stages, and creates a better experience for passengers and staff. Another major infrastructure project that is well underway is the expansion of the security and immigration hall. Both of these areas, that's the size of those areas will be doubled. We're also making a major expansion, and I would say an exciting one, to the front of house. We call this the Departures Plaza and Promenade project, but certainly it's about transforming the front of the airport. The majority of the passengers to Stansted International Airport are by bus, so we'll have a dedicated area for them. It will also have a dedicated area for passenger vehicles, substantial development of a promenade area and a canopy that will stretch all the way from departures to arrivals. It's a significant development and one that certainly we believe will be iconic.
Beyond that, there are a range of major initiatives currently in progress, including the 3-megawatt solar PV project.
Energy resilience certainly is a strategic priority for our airport, and certainly Hurricane Melissa reminded us that utilities cannot be taken for granted. We're adding 3 megawatts now, but by the end of the year, when we would have restored other PV systems, we will be at 6 megawatts in installed solar PV.
Minister of Energy, Transport and Telecommunications, Darrell Vaz, spoke to the significance of that advancement.
These efforts have recently received international recognition through the Sanctuary International Airport's achievement of Level 3 Airport Carbon Accreditation under the Airports Council International Airport Carbon Accreditation Program. This significant milestone reflects the airport's success not only in managing its own environmental footprint, but also engaging airlines, ground handlers, concessionaires, and other airport partners in a coordinated approach to reducing carbon emissions across the wider airport community. Together, we'll continue to build a modern, resilient, sustainable, and globally competitive aviation industry that serves the interests of all Jamaicans.
And that was your business report.
And now regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. President of Guyana, Dr. Irvan Ali, says the growing security partnership between Guyana and the United States is significantly supporting anti-crime efforts across the Americas. More from Newsroom Guyana.
After seeing it all together, we are combining our efforts to fight it together. Because what we want together is to allow our children to wake up in a safe space, in a safe region.
Further afield, a man has been rescued after being trapped for 8 days in the rubble of a building that collapsed after twin earthquakes hit Venezuela. Emergency workers managed to free Hernan Gil more than 100 hours after they first located him under 140 tons of rubble. The BBC has that story.
It was a moment that had been in the making for days. Scores of rescuers had worked for more than 100 hours, and then it happened. A man who had been trapped in a collapsed underground parking lot was recovered on day 9 after the earthquake.
In Africa, the Ebola outbreak in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo is worsening and already a severe humanitarian crisis.